Hello, everyone. I'm Father Norm Douglas, pastor at St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Akron, Ohio. Been pastor here for 4 years, ordained for 46 years. I'm sending out this reflection to our parishioners and anyone else who wants to receive it, especially now in light of what is happening with all of us because of the coronavirus. Many people are more isolated than ever before, more fearful, more uncertain. And so, this is one way to connect with one another here. I think that's important. Thank God we have social media today. It's not the ideal. We'd like to be with each other person to person. But when we can't do that, this is a wonderful way to connect and to connect us with one another and with other folks out there. Part of the reason, again, that I did this is because I know with so many people out there more lonely and isolated and disconnected, there needs to be some sort of positive outreach. In addition to that, I think we have so much coming from our social media and from many different sources about this virus. An additional one, very important, is that faith resource. The faith that can help us. Obviously, faith doesn't say, oh, nothing bad will ever happen to you. It's all going to work on, and God will make it all great in the end. But faith does tell us, number one, this is a real issue. There are issues in the world from the very beginning, such as this. And our God is there to be a source for us, to help us get through, to give us an inner strength and an inner peace in order to deal with whatever comes. Right now, that's important. In our outer world, we're all legitimately somewhat frightened and fearful and uncertainty. And what calls us to is that interior life that maybe we haven't emphasized so much in our nation, and that inner life of a spirit deep within every human being, within us, for whatever our faith tradition, especially those who are Christian, that sense of a Holy Spirit. But the reality within us, there's a source that can give us peace and hope and joy and love that's so important. Our outer world we can't always control, but our inner world we can have that rich resource and be open to all those ways we can experience an inner serenity. At the same time, we know our spirituality, our faith, calls us not to be so self-preoccupied, not to be so ego-driven, but rather from that inner spirit calling us to love, getting us out of ourselves to be aware of the people around us and how we reach out to them in a variety of different ways and keep each other in prayer and send out to each other a real source of love. And in doing that, that also helps us because when we get too self preoccupied, we can become more fearful and more wrapped up in ourselves and more isolated. When that inner self helps us to get out of ourselves and to reach out to others and to make those human connections and on a deeper spiritual level, a human communion, that certainly is where I think we all know we find the greater joy. Our Creator made us in such a way that when we are looking out for one another, when we are trying to see our fundamental purpose is to make a positive difference in the lives of others, that's where we do experience the greatest spirit, the greatest vitality by the way the Creator made us. So hopefully through all of this, we can take those steps and we can reach out in this kind of communion with one another. I'll be sending reflections from time to time. Hope that you'll receive them, reflect a little bit on them, and maybe even right here. What's something in this few moments that you needed to hear? What's something that maybe you can share with others? Again, let's keep each other in love and let's remind each other that we don't have to be disconnected. And social media can help connect us, but also help us to bring a deeper, richer communion. God bless one and all.